In this video, we're going to walk through the race timer user interface. The first screen that we're presented with is the dashboard, and this is listing out all the distances I have configured for my event. So I have a 5K, 10K, half marathon event that we're going to time. Now, there could be other distances like kiddie runs and whatnot that I'm not going to time, and they won't show up here. And the way to determine whether an event is going to be timed or not is through the website. So let's go back to race.corgio.com and go to distances under event settings. And I see my three distances that I am timing, and then a kiddie run that is a half mile that I don't plan to time. And because this box is not checked, that data is not being brought down to the timing, the race timer application. Okay, let's go back to race timer. Okay, so on my dashboard, like I said, I have the distances, I have the times the events are scheduled to start. You don't actually have to start them at this time. You can start them before or after. This is just what is configured within the website. I also have a list, or a count, I should say, of participants for the event. We have roughly 600 and over 600 participants. And then the time the event started, because we haven't started the event yet, then this is all zeros, but once we start the event, we'll have the start time of that distance recorded here. Now I have two options. I can start all these events, or each of these events individually, by clicking the respective button. So for example, if I wanted to start the half marathoners by themselves and get them going and give them a lead time on the rest of the participants, then I would line them all up at the start finish line, tell them to go, and then click the start half marathon button, and then the start time would be recorded for just that group. And then the same for the 10K and 5K. I could start them individually. Also, I could start them all at once. So if I have a smaller event, I might line everyone up at the start finish line and just say go, and then click start all, and then each of these distances would all have the same start time. So it just depends on what works best for your event and your event size. The last thing I want to show you on the dashboard is the clock. And this is a running clock that starts when the first event is started. And what you would do here is connect a monitor to the timing device and face that monitor towards the participants as they're coming towards the finish line, and they will be able to see the running clock for the event. Once you have a monitor connected, you would drag this over to that screen, that second screen, and that way you're free to use the laptop display for managing the event. So again, just click on the clock there and drag it to your second screen. Okay, next up we have the participants tab, and this is going to list out everyone that has signed up for the event, whether it be online or on race day. You'll use this interface to find people so that you can assign race bibs and timing beacons, and to find them to check them in on race day morning. And the easiest way to do that is to type in their name in the find box here. So I'll type in Lane, and I have two matches because we're matching on the letters in the find box, whether it's, it doesn't have to be a whole match. It can be part of a name. So I have Lois Lane and Charles Brislane, and because Lane is in both of their names, they're coming back in my results. So this makes it super easy to find participants so that you can work with their record. And we'll go into more of this feature here in a little bit. Also, another way to whittle down the results would be to change the distances that we're searching in. So if I just want to look within the 5K run for participants with that name, then I would change the filter here and only bring back the matches within 5K or 10K. Let's go back to show all distances. Let's clear out my name. The other thing that we'll see here in this list is the bib numbers and timing beacons that have been assigned. None have been assigned yet, so nothing's being shown here. We'll see that a little bit more later. Same thing with status. This will show anyone that has checked in. Since we haven't checked anyone in yet, this is blank. And then the third column is showing where they registered. So website means that they registered online, and I think I have the Kents in here. Yes, so this entry is showing that Clark Kent and Ma Kent signed up on race day because they signed up on a desktop machine, which would be the timing device. Moving over to age groups, this is what we have configured for age groups for our event. If I go back over to the website, back to race.corgio.com, and scroll down to age groups, this is where I configure them for the event. So if you want to make changes here and add age groups or take them away, you can do that here and then restart the RaceTimer app, and that will synchronize down to the application. We'll go into more detail about this when we actually go through a simulation of timing an event, but just know that the finding feature here works the same as it does under the participants tab. With reports, you can export the results of your event, and you can do that for each of the distances here. So if I choose 10K and click export, I'll get a message here that that's been exported to my desktop, and it's in a CSV file format that you can open with Excel or any other text editor. You might want to use this just for your records, or you might want to send the results out in an email. And while you might email this out to participants, we recommend that you send them a link to the online results website. Okay, back to the RaceTimer application and to the detections tab. Now this is going to show us all the Bluetooth devices in our immediate area, not just the timing beacons that you've handed out to participants, but any device that's emitting a Bluetooth signal around us. So that can be cell phones, it can be sport watches, it can be any TV that's Bluetooth enabled. So really any device that's emitting a Bluetooth signal will get a read for it here. And the purpose of this is just to show us that yes, we are getting Bluetooth reads within our general area. And certainly as you are near the registration desk and participants are meandering around you, you're going to see a lot of reads here. So that's a good validation that we're successfully getting reads from Bluetooth devices around us. And then under options, again, this is all set up for you. Nothing you need to change here. The one thing you might use is if you're testing the event and you want to go through the experience of timing your event end to end before race day, then you can do that and simulate by going through this process that I'm showing you now. And then once you're done, you might clear out the results and start over and reload all your data. Okay, so that's an overview of the race timing interface. Next up, we're going to go through the process of assigning race bibs and timing beacons.